About booking a reading from me, I don't really do booked, scheduled one-on-one readings. I can't for mental health purposes. I have been doing this on social media, I don't even know how long now, since 2023, I think. Maybe 2022. But I offered readings in the beginning, and I have autism, and I have trauma related to certain things online. I have actually been on social media since before there was social media. The reason certain revenge photos are illegal now is because of stuff people like I suffered through. Like these days, you can just call the cops or something. I really don't know the process, but back in my day, we just were coerced. So anyway, I have that trauma. I also, when I offered readings a few years ago, the reason I stopped is because, and I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you because I want you to know what you're getting if you get a reading from me. All you can do is ask one or two like related questions, and then I will email you a link to a private YouTube video. They're running anywhere from like 12 to 25, 30 minutes long, just depending on how long they have to be. But the reason I don't do the one-on-one and I don't allow messages before and after is because it completely stresses me out, sends me into immediate autistic burnout. So no, I can't do this thing where you ask me a bunch of questions before the reading. I also can't do follow-up questions. Just letting you know, I can't do this thing where we go back and forth and you ask a bunch of questions because I really just don't have the mental health resources for it. I'm doing well to do this well. I just started offering readings again the end of March 2026. I'm making this video April 2026. I'm going to let the readings sell out some. In fact, as of right now, as my recording this, I have such a backlog that I'm not even taking readings right now because I didn't expect there to be such interest. And I appreciate people who don't want to overstep my boundaries. Also, please don't expect me to remember anything from the last reading. Another reason I stopped offering them a few years ago, seriously, I just don't have the mental health resources for it. It doesn't matter how much somebody wants to pay. I just can't. And I'm just being honest with you. I'll give you a few examples of things that happened a few years ago, which is why I stopped offering readings. There were more than one person who we ended up on the phone FaceTiming, and they had a ton of questions for me after the reading because it went well. It also went way over time. And what people don't realize is I need recovery time. This isn't the only thing I do. And it's not going to be the only thing I do. Like, I really just started offering readings again as a courtesy, and also because I found a great place to offer them, beacons.ai. They've just been a lifesaver. I mean, I have my own website, but it's a lot of setup. Beacons makes it very easy, and I'm going to start offering other digital products too, like digital downloads and maybe a subscription. But what throws me into immediate burnout is any kind of back and forth personal contact. Also, expecting me to remember everything we talked about last time. Like if it gets to where someone wants me to take notes like a clinician and remember everything from the last reading when I've had so many other things go on between times, I don't even know how much I would charge for that. It stresses me out so much right now to think about it. I would probably charge $1,000 an hour. No one's going to pay that. But just for my time and having to remember, take notes, connect to the energy, like I just can't do it. I have other things to do. It'd be different maybe if this were my full-time job, but there's no way it could be. I do not have the mental resources for it. I'm doing well to do this well. Before you judge me, I'm doing well to do this well, and you probably shouldn't judge. So I have a lot of experience going back and forth with people. I have experience doing Facebook groups. That's why I'm never doing another Facebook group. This isn't my first rodeo, okay? This is definitely not. And I didn't realize I was autistic until like the past couple years, and I just get burnout very quickly from certain things, like mentally. A few years ago, a picture's worth 1,000 words, so I'm going to paint for you a few word pictures. A few years ago, there was a lady I ended up on the phone with for like 3 hours, maybe longer. It's like I spent my whole night talking to this woman for like not much money either. Anyway, it really, when that happens, like I need recovery time from it. I need recovery time. Like it's very stressful. I mean, you won't know it when I'm talking to you because I'm not saying it's a mask, but I'm not going to be mean to you and tell you, I'm really tired. I can't do this. But, we get off the phone and she sends me an email asking me something about myself that I told her during the reading. And that's when I stopped offering readings, because everybody wanted to go back and forth. And that's why now I do it from a no reply address. Another thing that happened, I had a girl, I feel really bad about this. She sent me her money, and this is several years ago. Like I said, I haven't offered readings since then. Because what I used to do is I would do Cash App and give my email address, and somebody would email me. Well, I thought just for the sheer amount of money I was charging, because it wasn't much, that people kind of intuitively knew, that people kind of just common sense knew, don't write this huge email. She wrote me like she wrote me a novella. She wrote me a huge email, and I immediately just went into autistic burnout, which I didn't know that's what it was at the time. And I just busted out crying. I'm like, I can't take this information in. It was just too much. So I refunded her and said, I'm sorry, I can't do your reading. That's why now the way I do it is just ask a question or two. Here's the thing. If we're going to go back and forth before the reading, like I just had someone ask me that. If we're going to go back and forth, here's another example. A guy tried to do that to me a few years ago. Like right after I stopped offering them, this guy, because I still had my email address out there, a young man who I know was a young man because he sent me a picture of himself in his second or third email to me. He was obviously just trying to get to know me or something. But he said, do you offer readings? And I'm like, okay, since he seems nice, I sent him the link to where I used to offer readings, and I said, here's my instructions. So he paid his money, and I said, what's your question? He didn't answer my question. He wanted to go back and forth. Because the only reason I said, what's your question? I thought, okay, this will be quick. He seems nice. I'll just move on. It's okay. But no, he sends me an email with his picture attached, and I just immediately said, dude, I can't do your reading, and I refunded him, and I got rid of that link. And he writes me back again. He's like, I don't understand. I literally just sent my money. And it's like, I would charge for every bit of communication. I'm just being honest with you. You're paying for my time. You're paying also for my recovery time, for the time that it takes to start, because beforehand I meditate. I really try to connect to your energy. If I'm going to do this thing where we go back and forth, I'm going to charge a lot more money. And I know this is disappointing to some people, but I'm not here just to do readings. I'm doing it as a courtesy for a few reasons. People ask for it. I found beacons. And also, if I don't, other people will. I've had a lot of people get scammed thinking they were talking to me. This thing where people, like these scammers, write to you and, you want to book a reading? And they write to you all this stuff like, oh, sweetie, do you want a reading? You know that's not me. I don't know who would do that, because as soon as I say I'm offering readings, I get people who want readings. I don't need to reach out to anyone for a reading. I don't need to sell you a reading. I'm just not someone who can do this full time. I have other things to do. Otherwise, I will completely burn out, and I'll just disappear from this channel one day and never come back. I've also had people back in the past. This one girl, I remember, she was just determined. Absolutely determined. She wants to book a reading. Like, what's my schedule? I'm like, I don't do it that way. You ask me a question, I send you a video reading. Private YouTube link. No one will see it but you. She would not take that for an answer. I refunded her. She probably stopped following me. I don't care. I'm really not trying to make a full-time living with selling the readings. I could. I've already proven that over and over. But it would completely stress me out. It would cause me mental health issues. I have to do it within the boundaries of my mental health, of my autism, my neurodivergence, my ADHD. I could never be somebody's therapist. Like, if it gets to the point where I'm like listening to you talk for an hour, that's a therapy session, and I can't be your therapist. If I have to take aftercare notes like a clinician so I remember for the next time, that's a therapist. That's the kind of thing where, look, I'm just telling you what a lot of readers wish they could tell you. That's why so many people just go live and they never do the one-on-one readings. I see that all the time, especially on TikTok. And I have done that a little bit, but that just, my ADHD goes crazy because people come into the chat. How do I get a reading? Anyway, I'm just letting you know, I'm being perfectly honest with you. Right now, readings are marked sold out, at least the long reading. I have another option where it's just a card pull with no interpretation. I have a couple of those, but right now I honestly just don't even have time. Like, it's kind of stressed me out. Like, really, I have to work within the boundaries of my mental health. I'll probably only be able to offer just a few a week because I have other things to do. In fact, since I started offering these readings, it's like I have gotten nothing else done. I really didn't expect that. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful but I'm also on the verge of burnout. I really just can't intake a lot of information. That part of me, that active listening, look, again, I'm telling you what a lot of people wish they could tell you. Active listening is so hard. I have so much ADHD related to my PTSD, and I really just listen to someone talk. Oh gosh, I hate audiobooks. I hate podcasts. I have to be very selective of the information I take in. Also, I know a lot of people want to connect with me because they've heard me talk about trauma. I cannot be your trauma support person. That's why I really have to be careful and work within my own mental health boundaries for these readings. Anyway, they are sold out right now. If you would like to order a reading, some people call it book a reading. When you say that, to me, it means you want like a face-to-face one-on-one. You can order a reading at needthismessage.store. They are sold out right now, like I said. But anyway, just trying to explain it. No, I can't go back and forth with you. If we go back and forth with you, that's a reading. And I've done it before. Like I was offering for just a very brief period of time until people really pushed my boundaries and burnt me out. I was offering like either a half hour or an hour. I can't even remember now. But what's interesting to me is that there were a few women who paid. They just wanted to talk to me. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll just sit here and talk. That's the same as a reading. It's the exact same thing. You're paying for my time. I'm not independently wealthy, and I don't have time to give away for free. If I give time away to you, I'm going to have to give it to everybody. And one night on Facebook, right after I had uploaded a new profile picture, it seems like it's always after I upload a profile picture, and this has been several years now, this guy writes to me, puts a comment, I don't want a reading, I just want to talk to you and tell you how much you've changed me or how much you've helped me. It's like, I appreciate that, but I don't know why you think I have time for that. It's always men who do it. Women seem to have more respect for my time, and I'm not trying to say it's all men. I just mean, how is that different? You're paying for my time. I mean, I'm still going to have to recover from you, even if it's not a reading. The fact that I had to sit there and listen to you, I'm going to have to recover from you. Every minute I spend talking to you, I have to spend 5 or 10 minutes recovering quietly. And yes, I have a therapist. No, I'm not going to change for you. I mean, this is just how it is. It's how I am. It's how a lot of people are. Not the first time I've done a video about it. So just letting you know, this going back and forth, all I can do is give you a video that I send to you. I can't do a bunch of questions back and forth. If I ever do decide to offer that, I will charge a higher amount for it. Or I will just start going live again if there's a way I can really pin my instructions, but some of these platforms don't make it that easy. And what happens to me is, like, I'll be in the middle of doing a reading, like I've done it before, and then somebody comes in the chat, can you pull a card for me? Can you do a reading for me? And it's like, I have to stop and tell you my terms every time. Like, I do it for gifts or for however much money or whatever. And that throws me out of the moment. It is so painful. The ADHD involved is just terrible. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope that explains. I have to work within my mental health boundaries, with my mental energy boundaries. So if that's good with you, and it has been with a lot of people are fine with just asking a question and I send them a video link. Or you can just let me do an open read where you don't ask a question. I just go with what the cards say. But it's at needthismessage.store, and if they're not stocked up, like if they're out of stock, check back in another day or two. Thank you for watching.